Hey Marvel Zombies, I am back at last with a new review of an episode of Beware the Batman. Now they're brought to you by my own comic book, Red Knight. It's available from Primal Paper Comics. You can get it at two locations, Manos Publishing at Etsy.com and PrimalPaperComics.com, which you can also find some awesome comics that I didn't make, like The Ends, as well as the free Comic Book Day special, which features all of our books. Let's start. Now, I'm catching up, so I apologize. So we're talking about episode 5 now, and that is Broken, which is another example of how you can actually polish a turd and turn out something interesting. In this case, it's the villain Humpty Dumpty, and it's an interesting story because it starts out essentially with these people who have been kidnapped and imprisoned in these giant mechanical toy soldiers. First they attack people, which bring the police, but they're also wired to explode. Of course, Gordon and his men come in. Batman warned them that they're wired to explode, so this furthers the mystery. And the people who have been kidnapped and encased in these things are people that had to do with a violent moment that happened when Gordon tried to get this very obese man named Humphreys, who everyone so sensitively nicknames Humpty Dumpty, to testify against this mob boss named the Whale, who actually is a pretty impressive character. Anyway, he isn't able to make the court because there's an explosion and he's injured horribly. He's not physically mutilated or anything like that, like a lot of Batman villains. Eventually he is kind of maybe slightly brain damaged, apparently. So his reasoning is a little jarred for the most part. Anyway, so he still has his talents at toy making and weaponizing and the numbers thing really doesn't play into his revenge scheme. So anyway, he starts kidnapping people, and that includes Gordon. He actually kidnaps him right out of his house, and a pretty creepy scene with Barbara Gordon. She runs into him while Batman's outside, kind of staking out. It's actually a pretty effective, creepy scene, actually. And Batman realizes that, oh, hey, they're probably at that one castle that is right outside of town. I don't know. I guess it's an abandoned medieval times that really didn't work. I mean, they don't work everywhere. Anyway, Batman frees Whale, who has been also kidnapped, and Gordon with Humpty escaping. Now, let's talk about a few things. The character design of Humpty Dumpty is pretty impressive. He has this tiny face and this kind of maniacal glee in his eyes. He frankly looks like a chin puppet, which creeps me out. I think that has a lot to do with it. Anybody who wants to cosplay as this character, make a chin puppet with a bow tie, and you pretty much got your character. The new supporting character of Whale, Batman shows should have a crime boss somewhere in the mix, and I'm digging Whale, actually. I hope to see that character again soon. Also, Barbara Gordon in a scene, I believe this is the first time she runs into Batman, actually, which kind of, they instantly seem to hit it off, actually. So that kind of establishes a possible, I don't know, relationship, partnership, friendship, cohort kind of thing. I didn't mention this before, but I really like her character design. I really dig her short hair, actually. I think it looks really cool. And it's a little bit, it's different and interesting than previous versions of her. She really does look like a teenager, actually. And instead of, like, a sexy woman drawn short. But I like the story overall. I like also the way that Batman tries to, excuse me, there are fucking loud motorcycles in this city. Anyway, I like the scene where Batman tries to reason with him. This is really sincerely, after a few episodes in, I'm pretty convinced this is a good, genuine Batman. He seems a lot like my Batman, where under all that, mysterious, smoke bombs and capes and masks and gruff attitude, he really cares a lot about people, even the worst of his enemies. And I think that's just displayed pretty well in this episode. For the most part, I really like this one. It's not perfect, but I can't really think of anything exactly wrong with the episode. Actually, I think it's definitely a step up from episode 4. So I do recommend checking it out. So that's my thoughts on Broken. So until then, push the button, Lindsay.